Hello everyone, my name is Angelica and welcome to my channel. I hope you're all doing great, guys. So today I'm coming to you with another air dry clay home decor project. It looks like you really like the clay videos, guys, so I decided to create another one for you. I got 7 kilos of clay lying at home and had full of ideas, so why not to use them and create some home decorations again. This time I will be creating decorative hanging bells and trinket dish. Trinket dish maybe doesn't sound so fancy and unique, but this one will have handles. And I work few hours to figure out the best way I can make them, so I hope you're gonna appreciate it. But if you're new to air dry clay, I've created another video with 10 tips and tricks how to work with air dry clay, so I will leave the link to this video in the description box. And before I start, please consider subscribing to my channel. I will really appreciate it and also mean a lot to me. And for now, without any further ado, let's jump right into the first project. For both of my projects, I will be using Das air dry clay in white color. That's the clay I usually go for, but of course, if you know any other brands, you can use them as well. Before I start working with clay, I like to protect my workspace. I place greaseproof paper and secure it with tapes in the corner. I take quite a big piece of clay and start kneading it. Air dry clay becomes nice, soft and easy to work with after contact with the warmth from the hands. I place it on my greaseproof paper and start rolling it out. I take rolling pin, which I only use for clay or any other crafts. Press it quite hard to make it nice and smooth and to avoid any air bubbles. Then I take the bowl and cut out the round shape. Of course, size of the bowl depends on the size of the final trinket tray you want to achieve. I just go around with my sharp knife. Collect the spare clay and put it back to the tight sealed bag. I remove my bowl and make sure there is the same thickness all around. You can just leave it like that, nice round, but I've decided to give it more fancy look and I cut the edges so it becomes uneven. I make kind of like a waves with my knife. I dip my fingertips in the water and go around the edges to smooth them down. By making clay more wet, you can get rid of most of the imperfections. So I'm going to place my clay inside the bowl. You can put it outside, but I don't really want to see any sharp lines and edges on my dish. I also place some cleaning film before clay. It will help me to remove it from the inside once the clay is dry. I take metal straw, but it can be anything what creates small holes, and I create 4 holes. 2 next to each other on one side and 2 on the opposite side. Then I carefully move my clay to the bowl. Place it in the position you want it to be. Press it a bit down to achieve the bowl shape. And this position, leave it till fully dry. Usually takes 48 hours. Once it's dry, I remove it gently from the bowl by pulling the cleaning film. I take my sanding block and sand down all the edges to be nice and smooth. So I've decided to go with Dusty Rose acrylic paint, but of course you can choose your favorite color. I painted on both sides. If you need more than one layer, let it fully dry before applying another coat of paint. Then I mix my gold acrylic paint with some water. Using the toothbrush, I splash this paint inside of my clay bowl. It creates really nice and unique effect. To finish it off, I paint the edges gold as well. Because this dish is going to be used as a jewelry holder, I want it to be quite durable. So to make it a bit stronger and protect the surface of it, I'm applying a gloss Mod Podge. The outside like the inside of the bowl. Now it's time to create the little handles and make this trinket dish more outstanding. I've got this thin wire which I double up just to make it stronger. I roughly measure how much of it I need for one handle. Then I take cotton rope and wrap it around my wire. I've tried few techniques to create these handles and I think this is the best one. I have to protect this cord at the top and bottom of the wire. I fold it to the shape of the handle I want and then pull it through the holes. I fold the ends of the wire up and now I have to connect it all together so the handle looks like one piece. I simply wrap a new piece of cord all the way around it and secure with the knot at the end. Then I've repeated the process, creating second handle at the other side. I really like the final look of it. I think the handles are so eye-catching detail on this trinket dish. Now you can place your favorite jewelry on it or any other small items you want. Altogether I will create 3 bells, but I create one at a time. I take quite a big piece of clay and I start knotting it and then roll it out. This time I roll it longer but not that white piece. I've got this candle which shape reminds me of bell shape the most. I take measuring tape and measure the height and the circumference of this candle. Then I took the ruler and transferred these measurements on my clay, creating a long rectangle. I mark it and then cut it out. I roll out another piece of clay and this time I cut out the circle, which is the size of the top part of this candle. This candle will help me to transfer this piece of clay into bell shape. But first, I put greaseproof paper around it so it will be easier to take it out once it's ready. I take my long piece and wrap it around the dish. With the one end, I press it down and kind of stick it to the wall of the candle. I also want it to have this bell shape, so I compress the top part even more. Now I've got too much clay in this part, so I just cut it off and then press down the other end to connect it and close the surface. Using water, I go along the line to smooth it out. Then I take my circle and place it on the top, which is bottom of the candle. And again I press it down to connect both parts together. To make it look even more like one piece, I took the sponge and go around to remove any imperfections. Then I cut out the bottom of the bell to make it more straight and also to be able to pull it and remove it, the whole candle from inside. Going again with the sponge and water, I smooth out the edges like the inside of the bell. To be able to hang this bell later, I have to create a hole. I use again my metal straw and create single hole at the middle part. Altogether I created 3 bells, creating them the same way I've shown you. Now I'm going to leave them to fully dry, but before that I correct their shapes so they all look nice and round. Once they are dry, I go with my sanding block and smooth out all the edges and even the inside of the bell. And now again, you can go with any color you like. As I've done the trinket dish in quite bold color, with the bell I decided to paint them white. I paint inside and outside of each bell using acrylic paint. Now you can stir your imagination and decorate your bells with some funky patterns. I went for black simple lines and shapes. I want to keep all 3 bells in the same style but paint each of them a bit differently. Now they are all dry and decorated. I've also got some wooden beads and cotton cord. Remember, these bells are more for decorative purpose and I'm not going to use them to create any loud noises. I place the cord through the hole and secure it with the bead and knots. Then I do the same at the top part of my bell. For the inside, I put another bit. I put it low enough so I will be still able to move it and hit the walls of the bell, creating some kind of sound. Then I decorated the rest of the cord and done it to all of my 3 bells. I think they are a really nice addition to the room. They also bring kind of like a calm vibe. I really like them. So let me know what you think about this project and what other clay creation would you like to see me doing. As I said before, I created few clay related videos already, so I will link them in my description box for you in case you want to check them out. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed, and for now thank you so much for watching and your support, and I will see you in my next video.